We have been together for 15 years.
We're happier than we have ever been. I kept getting a book recommendation. A lot of it surprisingly made sense, so I just decided to bring it up to him.
At first, I thought I was hurting my wife, and it's just a mind thing on that part where it feels awkward, but looking into it, I understood why.
Why do you guys consider this not abusive?
We don't consider it to be abusive. One, because it's consensual. I don't think people consent to being abused. Two, it was my idea, and I had to convince him to do it. There's no long-lasting damage. It hurts for a little while, and then it goes away. It doesn't.
Santa Claus broke his promise. He didn't bring me a robot. I can recall seeing that same look on my son's face when he was 5 years old. You see, that year, all he wanted for Christmas was a toy robot. Mom, Dad, you think Santa Claus will really bring me a toy robot for Christmas like he promised? That year, we searched high and low for this robot and couldn't find one. So instead, we bought him a video game. Christmas morning, he wakes us up bright and early, about 6 o'clock, jumping on the bed. Mom, Dad, you guys awake? Of course we were. But we all get up, head downstairs, still wearing our pajamas. But I watch as my boy made his way around the Christmas tree, opening gifts, leaving wrapping paper in his wake. After opening up the last gift, he slowly stands. Fighting back tears, he looks at me and he says, Santa Claus broke his promise. He didn't bring me a robot. Somehow they know that promises aren't supposed to be broken. Because when they are, so are hearts. My dad, he called collect from prison. Said he was getting out. Son, I'm getting out today. So I'll be by to see you guys. So tell your little brother I'm coming. Yeah, I know. But this time, I promise. We went outside on my grandmother's porch, sat down and started waiting. But the whole time, the sun was descending. And soon, disappointment began to set in. We just hoped that for once, he would keep his promise and show up. We ended up sitting there and watching that sun disappear. And with it, so did my dad's promises. My father taught me 2 very valuable lessons. The first, never let the sun set on your promises. Kids, they will never forget. If you've ever had a promise broken, I'm sure you can still remember how that felt. And if you have ever promised anything to a child, then you've seen the excitement. Mom, Dad, we still going to get ice cream like you promised? Boy, that was only 2 minutes ago. It's something about the look in their eyes. It's the excitement in their voice. That's the innocence of being a child. As that day dragged on, I lost track of time in my son's disappointment. And before I knew it, the sun started descending. In one last desperate attempt, I grabbed my car keys and I headed to the only place I knew was open on Christmas Day. I bust through those doors like a cowboy in a saloon and I found the toy out. To this day, I can't believe it. I made it home long before the sun disappeared behind those Rocky Mountains. You should have seen my boy's face. You'd have thought that Santa Claus himself had walked through those doors. My little dude, he jumps into my arms and he gives me a hug and he looks at me and says, Dad, I know you never break a promise. By the time the sun disappeared behind those Rocky Mountains, that $10 robot was broken. When I tucked him in that night, he looks at me and he says, this was the best Christmas ever.